Good morning, Flosstube friends. How nice to see you here again. I hope you had a great couple of weeks, that you got a lot of stitches done, that you maybe even got some finishes, and I'm here to share you my progress. If you're new here, my name is Annemiek from the Handwerk Boetiek, and this is a cross-stitch channel on YouTube. I interchange my videos with Dutch spoken videos that belong to the newsletter of the week, and then I do another English spoken video that shows you my works in progress, my finishes, my FFOs, and all the plans I have. I hope you find something here that you'll enjoy, maybe get some inspiration, and that if you do like it, that you will subscribe so that you get notification of when a new video is uploaded. For those of you who are returning viewers, I'm so glad you're here. It's a lot of fun to read that most people watch the video regularly and leave comments. It's very much appreciated, so I hope this is another good one. When you're watching this, it's gonna be the weekend of the Nashville market. I am pre-recording the video because I wanted to have a little bit to share with you, something to sort of tide you over until the shops are back home and can start sending out your Nashville orders. I have brought along my WIPs. I have no finishes so far in February. I'm hoping I'll get one project finished, and I'll show you later which one that is. And I brought the big bag of WIPs that I worked on last year and for which I had great plans, but due to my carpal tunnel syndrome injury, not many of those great plans happened. So we'll see what goes on this year. Anyway, to get started, I worked on Bedelia Bunny by the Artsy Housewife. I truly love this design. I think the bunny is so precious. Okay, there is a thread hanging here that I still need a, that's a little bit, need to end off, but I wanted to have a few more stitches in her nose before I did that. And as you can see, I'm working on the flowers. I don't have the cover photo here at the moment, but it's a very well-known design. And the Artsy Housewife has a lot of beautiful charts coming out at Nashville. I can't wait to see the models, and I really hope that they're just as the way that I have them in my mind. You know, sometimes when you look at photos, you picture it in your head, and then not always when you see the model in person, it is the same as what you expected it to be. But with her, she has such a good color choice that I'm really interested to see how the models are looking. I am stitching Bedelia with a combination of sulky threads that I did myself. I had a change. This color is changed to a more reddish brown, and it is used in her ear and her eye. So it is this brown. I'm trying to figure out this brown here, as that is more in line with what she had used. She also used the same color for the flowers, but I didn't really like that. So I chose a more terracotta red to do that, and picked a different color for the eye and the nose and the ear. So these are my colors, and I really like them. The sulky thread is really, I really enjoy stitching with it. I think almost every video I'm harping about how great the sulky thread is, but honestly, it is really a very nice thread to work with, and I think it's the perfect solution, especially if you stitch on 36 count and you have the everlasting debate whether to use 1 or 2 strands of DMC. 2 are usually a bit too thick. 1 might be a little bit too thin, that, you know, the fabric will show through way more than you would like it to. So this is a really good solution. The only problem is that they have about, I'd say 100, maybe a little more solid colors. They have more colors that are multicolors, but you know, as stitchers, we would like to have more choice in the solid colors as well. So I'm really hoping that they'll add to their line. as I think what they're lacking at the moment is like a light, middle, dark color family. So you're lucky, like for me, the two, let me get them out of the box. These two work really well together, but that's sort of like a coincidence. It's not that they have a complete line, you know how DMC will have numbers that go up in number and then you know you've got a light, middle, or a dark color. So we'll see what happens. I think originally these were made for the quilting market and not for the stitching market. So who knows, if more people start using it and there's more demand for solid color, that they will bring out new solid colors as well. Anyway, so far so good on Bedelia Bunny. Then I worked on my Evergreen Block of the month. At the end of the month, so around the 27th, 28th of this month, you can vote on the block that I am going to stitch next. It's up on my Facebook page and my Instagram page. And this time you voted for the polar bear. I think it was a good choice considering that we're still in winter. So I stitched the polar bear block. Hold on. Just fold it over so you can see it a little better. Here it is. This is a wonderful, it's like a true Prairie Schooler. It's a wonderful chart to work on. I'm stitching it with 2 strands of the called for DMC on a 25 count linen 2/2. As you can see, the coverage is beautiful. I think it's partly because of the linen. This linen is from another, it's not a Zweigart linen, it's from another German supplier, and they have wonderful linens. Unfortunately, they're going to close their business during this year, so I'm hoping to stock up on this, particularly this linen, because I think it's the perfect linen for anything Prairie Schooler. Get a close up. Can't really see what I'm doing. Here's a close up of polar bear. So the next choice is going to be either the reindeer or the owl. I'd like to work up this way, row by row, so you can choose between the reindeer and the owl. Keep an eye on my Facebook and Instagram page, and you can tell me what I'm gonna stitch. Anyway, that's also in the works. Then I'm still working off and on A Visit from St. Nick's, which is a collaboration by Liz Matthews and Kathy Barrick. This is a kit that was exclusive to Dying to Stitch, to their club of last year. I have started it on the called for fabric, which is an R&R 36 count. Let me see if I can see what it is. No, can't really see it. All the pages are upside down. This is Winter Brew. So 36 count Winter Brew with the called for weeks colors. I haven't made much progress. I think I just added a little bit in between the windows and maybe a letter or two. Just haven't spent a whole lot of time on this one. I'm still hoping to get it done by the end of the year because I'd love to get it framed, and then if the chart is not available to the public, I can at least enjoy it in my own living room for a year before it moves downstairs to the shop if it does get available to the public. It's a lovely stitch. Yeah, I really enjoy working on it, and as it is now mid-February, I have seen 2 of Kathy's releases for market, and let me just say, the one with the houses, the farm, oh my word, there's like 3 huge houses on that. By now, I'm sure you've seen it. It's amazing. It really is. Next up on my line of projects, I worked on the Forever American Homes. I am working on the block over here, and I'm still trying to get it done before I leave for Nashville Market. The reason is that when I come back, it's already March, and I would like to get this block done in February so that I am on track with my self-imposed schedule. As you can see, there's not a whole lot left to be done. Well, maybe that's a bit optimistic. I need to finish the house, the windows over here. There is a bird over here that I need to stitch. The grass needs to go along this way, and there's some stars here up in the sky. So my plan is to start working on this tonight. Well, that doesn't say you anything, because it's, for you it's the 2nd of March. For me it's mid-February. And I hope that if I work on this for another 3 nights, maybe 4, that I'll get it done, and then I can put this aside for March and work on the next block. Then the other project I have worked on is Catherington by Needlework Press. And here is the progress. Here it is. As you can see, I am done with the red, and I am now working on the blue to get the border around. My Australian friend Bernadette and I missed a few Sundays due to different causes. And I am hoping that this last Sunday in February, when I'm able to stitch with her, that I can get the border done. The border is a herringbone stitch, so it's not really hard. And I think if I just put in like another hour, then I should be able to call this a finish for February. That's all the work I've done in the past weeks. I had a bit of a stitching slump at some point. I was just too tired in the evenings to really feel like doing some stitching. So I just watched some telly and sat on the couch, cuddled with Pookie, and didn't stitch. However, my stitching bug is over, and I am very determined to get a few things done before I leave for Nashville. And then my reward is that as soon as I step on the train to the airport here in the Netherlands, that I get to start a new project. And I am considering which candidates are up for the trip. I might bring a Prairie Schooler, because the 25 count fabric is just easy on the eyes, and when you're traveling, you don't always have the greatest light. You know, you're not always in a spot where you can easily stitch. So something that's on a lower count fabric, I think, is really good to bring along. And I usually bring along, this may sound very weird, but sometimes at market there's like a little chart that I'd love to stitch on the, travel back home. And what I usually do is I bring fabric for that. So if I already know that I want to start something, I'll just bring the fabric, because call me crazy, but cutting into any of the hand-dyed fabrics that are available at market to me for just a smaller piece is just not worth it. So I usually bring along 1 or 2 pieces of fabric for whatever, I fancy at market. And excuse me. And it's really for the way when I'm on my way back home, because at market, usually in the evenings, you either want to meet up with somebody, you want to have some dinner, you want to check your orders, see if you got everything, see if you paid the correct price, and see what you still need to pick up the next day. And I don't know about other people, but I don't really have energy left to stitch, which is always kind of a ironic thing. You're submerged in stitching. There is more goodness than you can ever imagine. There are probably about 50 projects that I'd love to start, but I lack the energy to really give it a good go. So we'll see what happens this time. I am planning on filming a video once I'm back. I'm hoping that this year I'll have some time to record some parts of the video of the market, so that I can include that for you, but we'll see how that goes. Market, for the most part, is not about videoing or recording for a YouTube video. It's for designers to sell their charts. It's for shops to get whatever they need and to make connections. I think for me, those are the 3 most important parts of market. And since I'm still there on Sunday, which is usually a slower day, I'll see if I have time and if people are not bothered by it to record some video. We'll see. And if not, I'm sure I'll have plenty of pictures to include as well. So now onto my big bag. Here it is. It is filled with goodness. This is in no particular order, and to be honest, I don't even know what's all in the bag. I threw in a couple things later on, I think, that I wasn't working on. This is something I wanted to finish last year. It's Patchwork Deer by Heart and Hand Needle Art. I just love this reindeer. So I'm on to a good start. But there's still quite a bit to do. Okay, so as you can see, let's see, there we go. I am slowly filling in the middle part here of his belly, which has these cute quilt stars that I really adore. And let me see, the words are in, yeah, I might start on the snow at the bottom, because, you know, solid stitching. Anyways, I need to get back to this one and hopefully get it done so that we can frame it and put it up in the shop for our Christmas open days this year. I have a whole bunch of threads in here. It's just a big mess, so let's keep that out of the video. Patchwork Deer by Heart and Hands. Then this doesn't have anything in there. This is not started, so that's going pretty fast. This is a out of print chart. I'm sorry, I don't know if you would like me to show it or not. It's just for my favorite Christmas designer, Pettoad. I got this a long time ago. The copyright on this is, do I see that somewhere? Oh, here it says 2001. You might be able to get this on the secondary market. I don't know. It was a kit that came with the, it came, let me see, with, maybe it's easier to do it this way. I think a button or two. Maybe not. Oh yeah, here it is. So it came with a little piece of fabric, and you're supposed to stitch the stocking on there. So it'll be a loose element. Anyway, it will be attached to the stitched Santa. And then it came with a backing fabric. So this is the backing fabric for the stocking. Really pretty. And then it came with a bunch of embellishments for the Santa. So I started this not in 2001, I know that for sure, but I think around 2000, after 2010. And this is one of the projects I worked on quite a bit last year. I did a couple, I stitched his arm, I stitched more of his coat, and I'm trying to work up now so that I can do his face and his hat. I was lucky enough to do a workshop with Pat once, and she said that she always started with the face because then he looks at you, which I think is a good idea, but it's not how I started this one. So I'll just work my way up so that I can do his face and his head, and then I'll fill in the beard. The beard is stitched with Whisper, and I'd like to do that at a later moment so that the thread, it's not delicate, but I'd like to keep it at the last moment and then just use a little toothpick or a little toothbrush to sort of rough up the fibers so that his beard really looks like a beard. Anyway, I'm pretty pleased. I got more done than I thought I would last year, and I'm hoping to get back to him at some point this year. I am not 100% sure how I'm gonna do this. thought that maybe what I'll do is pick one WIP and stitch on it for a couple of nights every month. I have planned to stitch 2 nights per week on my American homes. I want to stitch 1 or 2 nights on the few leftover projects for my project 53. Would be nice if I got them done before I turn 55. And use the remaining time for, you know, maybe 1 or 2 nights for a new start, and then the other nights for my my WIPs. That's that. This is just a bag. Oh, this is another one of those projects that you start and then later on you're thinking, what was I thinking? This is a pillow design. I hope you can see it. Oh, let me turn it the right way around. It is stitched on a pre-printed canvas, and I'm stitching it with wool. And I started this in the summer of 2022, and honestly thought that I'd be long done by now. But the canvas is a little stiff, and the wool, it takes a bit of, well, I wouldn't say strength, but you have to get sort of into the groove to do it. Last year with my carpal tunnel, it was simply impossible to work on this. I didn't have the strength in my right hand, and the canvas was just sort of adding to the pain and the agitation of the carpal tunnel place on my hand. So I'm just checking. Apparently oh no, there's a needle down here. I'll see if I can get it done. We had, Kobe stitched one of them for Christmas, and they're really, really cute pillows. And I thought this would be a nice one to put in the window as a pillow, but also as a model, because it has a red cat. So this is a complete kit. And honestly, if you're going on a vacation trip, this is really nice to bring, because all you need is just this and then all the fabric. So I sorted it by color, and now that I see it, I'm like, I should really get back to this as well. I think, isn't that the problem if you go through all your WIPs, that you're like, oh, I want to finish this, I want to finish that. It's good, I think, because it means I've got some really nice WIPs that I'm excited about. This is another long-term project. This is Pumpkin Topiary by Scissor Tail Designs. This is what it looks like. And I made the bright decision, here's my start. No, this hasn't changed from last year. I made a bright decision to stitch this on like a 46 count, 48 count fabric. And at the time, I couldn't really see the fabric well enough. I've got some peepers now that make it a lot easier to stitch on this. And I still love the design. I think the topiary is so precious. With the colors, they're just my fabric, you know, my fall colors. So I really think, can you just see, this is about, I think it's a little under 3 inches wide, to give you an idea of the dimensions. I think once I get to this part where the color comes in, it is a lot more fun. So we'll see. I might leave this out for a little later in the year when the light is a bit better outside. It's pretty doom and gloomy around here at the moment, which doesn't help if you're working on a high count fabric. I always feel if you have like a bright sunny day, you have a much better chance of working on this. So we'll see. This is another fall design. This is When Witches Go Riding by the Prairie Schooler. I'm stitching the larger piece, this one here. I've got quite a bit done. Not a whole lot, but a bit. Well, let me just leave it like this. It's better to see. So I got most of the lower part done. I need to fill in the pumpkins, and then I can work my way up the tree. Stitch that cute owl over there. And then once I get on the wording, it should go pretty fast, actually. So this is another one. I'm stitching this on a 40 count lamb's wool. This is the original lamb's wool that has the little It's like, it's not a solid color linen. It's beautiful, and it's what Prairie Schooler used for most of her charts. And I'm stitching this with the Cult for DMC 1/2. And I need to get back to this as well. Well, maybe also a bit later in the year. Next up, oh, another beautiful one. Wouldn't it be funny if I said, oh, what an ugly chart. Why did I ever start this? This is the Quaker Husb Wife by Chessie and me. I am stitching this on a piece of hand-dyed fabric by Kobe that I got, I think, for my birthday or for Christmas, with my own conversion of various silks from my stash. I think they're mostly silken colors. I've shown you my stash of silken colors, and I really want to use them. So this is just what I have. Let's see. I'm working my way up here, and now I can fill in this part and then work up here. There are some pieces for the inside to stitch as well. So this will take a bit longer. Quaker designs, they always look deceptively easy and quick to stitch, but I find that they take quite a lot of time to stitch. And then if you make a mistake, there's no fudging a Quaker motif because it's symmetrical. And I really feel that, you know, you can't get away with that. It would bug me, let's just say that. I would just rip it and start again. And then this is also an oldie. Do I have a picture? I have a picture. This is the Quaker Family Register by Blackbird Designs. It is now in one of their books. I think it is in The Rose, Blooms the Rose, something like that. If you want to, I can, you know, let me know in the comments and I can let you know. It is really, really pretty. I haven't worked on this. Let me see, this is the front. So let me put it like this. This is how far I got. So I think I'm a little over half done with it. Yeah. I just have 3 more motifs that go this way, and then I need to add the initials. This is stitched on 36 count corn silk by Weekstar Works, 1 strand over 2 with the Cold for Weeks colors. I really like it. Okay. Now this is something that I might work on, you know, in March, something like that, because the fabric is not really dark. It's a 36 count, which is for me quite easily to work on, easy to see, and yeah, that makes a big difference as well. Let me turn the bag before everything falls down. Here is, here is Spot the horse. Maybe this is easier to see. I think he's been re-released. He was out of print for a while. And I am stitching him. This is how far I am. The fabric is Barn Owl. Let me see. It's by Birds of a Feather. Meadow Lark. It's Meadow Lark, 36 count by Birds of a Feather. I don't think you can get this anymore unless somebody has something in their stash and is willing to part with it. It's a beautiful color. It's a really warm golden color, golden brown color. And as you see, I got the horse, a lot of the horse done. I need to fill in his spots. And I think that's where I run into the problem, because the color that is used, or at least that is on the back side of the chart, is a yellower than this one. The spots are not as pronounced as on the chart. Maybe if I do it like this, you can see it. Can you see how these really stand out, and these kind of blend into the fabric? So I need to see if I'm gonna unpick them or work my way around. But he's still on my list of going to finish one day. Then I have the, this is the branch, the Halloween branch by Bent Creek. It's supposed to look like this. and I am working my way along. I changed it to a 40 count fabric. It's not stitched, the original is not stitched on a 40 count. But as you can see, let me see, yeah. I've done quite a bit. All the words are in, and I just need to elongate the branch and add the motifs. I think this would be a really cute Halloween piece. And it is a multiple chart. Does it say how many it has? I have 2 here, 3, maybe it's 3 or 4 different charts. Yeah, I only have I only have the ones I still need to stitch. So I need to stitch these motifs and then the final motif with the house. So we'll see. It appears that at some point in life, I started quite a few Halloween pieces that I did not finish. So not sure what's that saying, but this one is also very doable, I think. Maybe, you know, it may take a bit longer than I think that it does, but it should be doable to get it done at some point. Talking about fall pieces, here's another one. It's also a rather pitiful start. This is the Autumn Pinam by Kathy Barrick. Kathy did this for our quarter club that we did a few years ago. The chart is out now for the public, so you can get one yourself. Here is what it's supposed to look like. It's really, really pretty. I just need to get back to it. And I got all the finishing material. All the finishing materials were included in the kit. And if you want to be on the up and up on our new quarterly club, I would suggest that you subscribe to our newsletter. We will email old club members first if they want to re-sign, sign up again. And if we still have spots available, they're going to the subscribers of my newsletter. So if you're not a subscriber, I encourage you to subscribe. The link is in the drop-down box below. And you will have a chance to join the fun as well. By the way, just to avoid any miscommunication, the next club is not a Pinam club. We are doing another year of small samplers. We did, sorry, let me put this away first. We did a year of small samplers that were finished with a hem-stitched seam. And we're going to do that for another 4 charts, kits. And my idea was that they're all pretty much the same size. So you could just put them in a box and just, like flip through. Or if you want to, you can sort of hang them up on a little washing line and just, put them in your hobby room, put them, wherever you're in charge of decorating. So that's going to be, you'll get news about that, I think, well, 1 or 2 months after market. I just have to, once I'm back from market, it's a real mad rush to get everything out the door for the people that put in pre-orders. And by the way, thank you very much for your pre-orders, because it makes it so much easier to decide how many charts to get and where to shop. So thank you very much for that. And we do try to get it out as soon as possible when we get back. Just realize that there is a lot of stuff, and we have to we have to pack the orders by designer. So we get a bag from Heart in Hand, we go through all our orders and we just put them in the file folders of people who ordered a Heart in Hand chart. Then we do the same for Teresa Koga. Then we do the same for Station Action. It takes a while to get everything sorted, but we try to do it as fast as we can. And it's always a lot of fun, because I always figure, if I'd get my order in, I'd be very happy. So I'm thinking that we're sending out a little bit of sunshine for people at that time of year. I have one more project. Another Blackbird. This one didn't get any love last year either. It's an old one. I don't think it's available anymore. It's the needle book. What is it called? Pumpkin Blossom Needle Case. See, that sounds so much more elegant than needle book. So it's this, and then this is the inside. It's a very pretty design. How else? It's Blackbird. So I am pretty far along. I need to stitch the flower and add the beads to them. But I did stitch the inside here where the felt is attached for your needles. And looking at this, I may have to do something different for the back of this part, because if I look at my fabric, there's not going to be enough. And to be honest, I don't know if this fabric, if it was just a casual fabric. It looks like it's a 28 count fabric. Let me see, what does it say in the book? In the book it says 28 count. So it might be a 28 count, a 28 count casual that I picked. It looks pretty much like it, so I'll check, but if it's not, I might just add, you know, like a regular cotton print for the back and use the part that I have left, this, to stitch the little alphabet over here. Or I might not stitch this and just do a little calico print over here. We'll see. Would be nice to get this one done. It's really pretty. And what's really funny, this is a very old project. I still have the old colors of Gentle Art that were used for it. And some of them really changed. So these are the colors. Very, very nice colors. Anyway, that's that. I even have a package of beads. And you can tell, but well, maybe you can't tell. Can you see? No. It's pretty yellowed. So, and that's the one thing. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna add the beads. The beads are on here, and I don't know. Maybe I'll stitch part of the flower first and see how much I like it if it's just stitched. But then, you know, why would you want to change a blackbird design? Okay. And then, we're getting closer to the end. This was the project that we got at the Bristol weekend, which was put on by Nicola Parkman from Hands Across the Sea. And we got the materials to to stitch both the pincushion and the little sampler. So this is on Tabby Cat linen 40 count. And I'm sorry, I don't know the color. I just know that it's a 40 count. And this is how far I am. So basically, I got the top of the pincushion done. And now I need to work on the sides and on the bottom. The bottom will fit over here, the sides will fit below, and then I have enough fabric left to do the little sampler if I wanted to. Since I don't know if this is going to be released at some point to the public, this is what I call my sort of like private stitching. You know, there's no way, I'm not going to put it in the shop if the chart is not going to be available. And it sort of takes a back burner to my stitching time. You know, getting shop models in is sort of like my prime stitching. And stitching on projects that, you know, I cannot sell in the shop or cannot show because you have no charts to sell. Yeah, that takes a bit of a back burner. But it's okay. You know, I figure I can work on this in my own time and, you know, whenever I feel like it. And if, you know, I might do it in the summer as a 1 strand a day. Since it's just 2 colors, I could just do for 2 months, do 1 strand a day and see how far that'll get me. So we'll see how that happens. That is everything I have in the bag. Well, there's some bits and pieces and some rubbish in there. I don't need to show you that. So we're 38 minutes in. I think this has been long enough. Wish me luck in Nashville. I hope I am able to get everything that was pre-ordered, everything that I wanted to order, and everything that you might need in the future. Have a great weekend. I hope you'll be able to do some stitching, maybe get outside if the weather is okay wherever you are. And I look forward to seeing you when I'm back from Nashville. Have a great weekend. Until the next time. Bye, Flosstube.